Good evening. This is a meeting of the Township Committee, April 16, 2018. The notice requirements provided for in the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given by transmission to the Star Ledger, the Independent, number 2 per time, and that posting at the Middletown Township Municipal Building, and filing with the Township Clerk all on January 18, 2018. Committeeman Fiore. Committeeman Hybel.
Here.
Committeeman Perry.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Sedembrino.
Here.
Mayor Murray. Here. Please rise for the pledge of
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence to honor the troops serving worldwide, defending our freedoms, constitutions, and way of life. Thank you. Our first item on tonight's agenda, we have presentations. Our first presentations, we have the ceremonial swearing in of Middletown Police Department K-9 Titan.
Just going to stand here for a few minutes. So this is Titan, everybody. Chief, I don't know if maybe you want to talk a little bit about the K-9 program in the interim?
Absolutely. I was appointed chief in August of 2014. At the time, we had one K-9 who has since retired. One of my proudest accomplishments is we've been able to add 5 additional K-9 units to the department. So we're currently at 5 with 1 retiree. Titan and Officer Eaton are our most recent one. Mike joined the police department, had been a police officer in the New Jersey Stevenson Park Police, like myself, so we joined the department. Has done an absolutely outstanding job, one of our most productive officers, and I'm sure he's going to do an excellent job as a K-9 handler now as well. Titan is an 18-month-old German Shepherd. They're currently attending set school together, and they'll be going on for some other specialized training in time. So it's a really big commitment, thanks to generous funding and support from the governing body and charitable donations from the community. We've been able to expand the K-9 program. There's a lot of overhead that goes into it. The vehicles themselves each have their own kennel, which are climate controlled, that are relatively pretty expensive, at $3,500 a piece. So we're up to 5 units right now. But the dogs are absolutely amazing law enforcement tools. They're part of our family, and they're wonderful ambassadors for the township and for the police profession itself. They were trained in everything from narcotics detection, explosive detection, set work to track recover people. God forbid we had a missing Alzheimer's patient or a lost child, the dogs would be able to help us recover them. So very proud to have Mike as our newest K-9 officer in Titan. And the name Titan, and one of the factors that went into it, among those donations we received, we have one school in particular, Caruso School in Keensburg, that has been very, very supportive of the K-9 program. It's donated a lot of money. Titan being the mascot name for the school district there, we actually chose that name for this dog in recognition of their support. So, with that, Mayor.
Chief, what kind of, does he do bombs?
Right now, he's just doing set work, but it's good. You want to talk about the special
Right now, he's doing explosives training for another 13 weeks. I graduated and then go back for specialized training for tracking.
Okay. All right. Perfect timing. All right. Okay.
You repeat it, I'll be impressed.
What's that training?
The second class.
All right. Hey, Mom, you Daddy. Okay. Okay. Ceremonial swearing. I, Titan, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state, Under the authority of the people, I do swear to faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of K-9 officer to the best of my ability, so help me God. So let me join me welcoming our newest K-9 to the Middletown Police Department. I'll see you later. We get a pic? Yeah, sure. Huh? He's good. Ready? Thank you. All right, see you guys later.
Our next three proclamations for declaring May 2018 as Buddy Poppy Month, May 2018 as Older Americans Month, and May 6th through 12th as Municipal Clerks Week are for the record. At this time, we have approval of minutes. We have the minutes for February 5th, 2018 workshop meeting and February 20th, 2018 regular meeting. Committeeman Hybo.
Yes.
Committeeman Perry.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Stembrino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt the minutes. At this time, we have a public hearing on proposed ordinance 2018-3219, a bond ordinance restating bond ordinance number 2017-3188 to provide an appropriation of $3,172,050 for various capital improvements by and for the Township of Middletown in the County of Monmouth, New Jersey, and authorizing the issuance of $3,013,447 in bonds or notes of the Township for financing capital appropriation.
Is there anyone wishing to speak to 2018-3219? Yes, sir.
Good evening, my name is Don Watson, living at 1 Collinson Drive in New Monmouth. Just wondering if somebody could explain what restated means? Please.
This is a bond ordinance that was adopted in 2017. There was an issue with the publication of it. So to fix that issue, we had to restate the bond ordinance, republish it, and have it introduced and adopted again.
Okay, great, thank you. Does that mean we didn't use any of those funds at that time, last year?
Some of the funds had been encumbered, yes, but we worked through this with our bond counsel, and he said this is the way that we deal with it.
All right, cool. I think that's clarifies what I want to know. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Don. Is there anyone else who would like to speak to 2018-3219? Okay, seeing no members of the public wishing to speak to 2018-3219.
Committeeman Hybo.
Yes.
Committeeman Perry.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Stembrino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt this ordinance on second and final reading. At this time, we have the public hearing and adoption of the municipal budget for 2018.
Yes. Is there anyone who would like to speak to this? Yes, sir, in the front.
Good evening, Mayor. My name is Michael Chief, 46 Alexander Drive. It's in the beautiful River Plaza section of Middletown. I want to ask and understand a little more about spending anomalies which I have looked at in the budget. And the first one appears on sheet 16, current budget. And in the budget, I note that there are increases in salaries and wages and other expenses with respect to the construction of what was expended and appropriated in 2017. And I note that in 2017, on sheet 6, we realized significantly more in revenue than we are anticipating in 2018. My question, I guess, is why are we increasing the budget with respect to expenditures, salaries and wages and other expenses, which I'd like also to know what those other expenses are, when we're not seeing a corresponding increase, at least anticipated increase, in the revenues. I'm assuming partly this is because of the Sandy-related issues and why construction maybe there were greater fees in 2017. But I don't understand why there seems to be a disconnect, at least in my mind, as to the increase in expenditures, but not the increase in revenues.
Okay, I'll start with the revenues. What happens is each year we sit with our construction code official and we review the projects, the larger projects that we think will be coming in the upcoming year. It's not a perfect science, so we try and anticipate what we think is reasonable. As you can see, in 2017, we had anticipated $2 million and we came in above that. Sometimes it happens, there are projects or there are permits that are pulled that weren't anticipated. One of the reasons for the reduction from the $2 million this year is that beginning March 5th of 2018, the state has eliminated some of the fees that would be charged for construction permits. The construction code official did an analysis and he felt that probably about $200,000 less would be collected if we had the same types of permits pulled this year as we did last year. So to hedge our bets a bit, we brought it down by the $150,000 over what was anticipated. We can't anticipate going above because those are usually, like I said, an anomaly. It's somewhat, it's not a perfect science. If we come in low on a revenue, if we anticipate more than we actually collect in a year, that's a problem within that year, and the following year it hurts us with our revenue that we can anticipate, it hurts our surplus, so we try and be conservative and we try and work with our department heads to get their professional guidance on what they think would be reasonable to be anticipated in the current year. As far as the increases in the spending, the salary and wages are really just contractual increases. It's a large department, and when we have, the contractual increases that are applied, that's what has come up there. That's not for additional hiring or anything. That's not any increases above what was contractually obligated. But the other expenses that did go up, one of the large increases that we have planned for this year is that we want to institute a uniform policy for the inspectors in that department, for people who go out to the public, so that they're recognizable to the public, people understand who they are and why they're there.
On the contractually obligated line item, is that based on a contract that has several more years to run, or is it a negotiated contract each year, and is it unionized employees?
The majority of that is unionized employees, and that contract is currently, I'm pretty sure, in the third year of a 5-year contract.
Thank you very much. The other line item I'd like to talk about is sheet 17, dealing with the municipal court. And I recognize the salaries on the municipal court side increased as follows: $403,000 roughly in 2016, in 17, $466,000, in 2018, $570,000. All right, 2018 is the anticipated $507,000. But there hasn't been a corresponding increase there in revenues also. Revenues for fines and costs in 2016 seems to be peaked at $825,000. I surmise that may be due to some of the problems caused by Judge Thompson, but that's my position. The council made a comment on that. But the revenues thereafter went down in 2017 to $755,000, and this year we're anticipating $750,000. Yet our budget keeps going up on that line item, and I'd like an explanation as to why the budget goes up without seeing corresponding increase in revenue. Is there extra work? Is there less on fines?
So I'll start with the expenses on this one. One of the things about the municipal court is that they are governed by a different set of statutes. They are overseen by the administrative office of the courts. And when there are changes in legislation, such as the bail reform change, that has created a cascading effect, which affects both our expenses and our revenues in this way, in that it has created an increase in workload for the municipal court staff because of the changes that have come about due to the bail reform. So we have to have more people available to deal with those issues, and therefore we've had to increase the staff. We've seen an increase in overtime because of this, and we've tried to do an analysis as to whether just increasing the overtime budget is sufficient or if we have to have increased staff. And we've actually had to do both. We've had to increase the overtime and the staff to address these issues that are created by the bail reform. And also with the revenue, it has impacted in that way because it is some of the fees that we used to collect are no longer collected due to the bail reform. The way that the fines are handled are different. I don't know the details on that. That's out of my realm, but it's all related to that process.
Would that be the explanation for 2017 being 755 and 2018 being 750 anticipated?
Well, that's part of budget law. I can't anticipate more in a year than what I've collected in the prior year.
Is there going to be any analysis as to why the revenue went from 825 in 2016 down to 755 in 2017? That's something this governing body will take an effort to try and understand.
Well, I should say that revenue is not our goal when it comes to law enforcement. I mean, that's exactly the wrong way to go about it. So we're not trying to emphasize revenue. We're not trying to suggest that there should be greater revenue produced by the police department or the municipal court. We anticipate what we think is a reasonable amount each year.
And I certainly, it's certainly the role of the court. However, when you see that 825 going down to 755, anyone would be curious as to how and why that happened.
Well, one of the things that's happened in recent years since a new assignment judge has been put into place, they've questioned some of the municipalities' ordinances, not just Middletown, and lots of municipalities, and have put some of our ordinances on hold until they further understood them. We've had to clarify and amend some ordinances, usually municipal code violation type things. So some of it was because of that. Some of those ordinances were enforceable for a period of time, and in anticipation of that, we anticipate a little less revenue. And those are being all sorted out. And the last 2 years, that's been the case from the assignment judge.
I'd like to see at some point some report, if it's possible, to understand that, because I believe that with the recent information that's come out about that conference, we should understand better exactly whether he was doing that in Middletown, and if in fact he was converting some of those summonses and tickets from municipal and so from regular traffic offenses to contempt of court. So I'll ask again if there are any analysis, I guess it's completed regarding assignment judges directly. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak to the municipal budget? Okay. Is there anyone else who would like to speak to the budget? Yes, sir.
I had a couple just random questions. First time I ever worked with a municipal budget.
Use the microphone, please.
Yes, microphone.
Thank you.
Okay. So one of them on G4, 2017 cable franchise revenue was $142,000, and it's anticipated to be $377,000. So
We have negotiated contracts for both the cable franchise and the Verizon franchise fees. And there's different levels of revenue that we collect depending on the revenue that they collect from the customers. So in our fee is based strictly on that. And when we cure certain levels, not only do we get more money because it's based on that revenue that they've collected, but our percentage goes up. So our percentage on that particular revenue doubled from what it was for 2016, for 2017 to what it was for 2018.
Okay, so excellent. So part of what we're paying for internet and TV is actually paying. Excellent. Another one, on sheet 10, water sewer contribution from council. The budget shows $440,000 coming from council into the budget. I'm wondering, why isn't that resulting in lower fees, essentially, rather than coming into the budget?
It's a statutory allocation that municipal utilities are required to return to the municipality. It's in lieu of them using municipal facilities and coordinating with municipalities. So it's something we collect every year. It has nothing to do with their rate schedule.
Okay, and finally,
Just a word on that, just to be fair, we're known for having one of the lowest utility, the sewer rates are the lowest around, so we're fortunate in that aspect.
yeah, they've been.
Yeah,
they've
we've been lucky.
25% 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's well run, so
Yeah.
we're fortunate.
Just use this question.
No worries, no worries.
Last one is a big one. So if I'm reading this right, this is also sheet 10. Capital fund surplus coming into the budget went from 400,000 roughly in 2016 to 3.6 million in 2017. And that entire amount, it now 400,000 again for 2018, is that right?
Yes,
And so, can you help me understand that?
I'll try. That's an accounting maneuver that I'm required to do. What happens is when we sell bonds, a lot of time we will get a premium on the bond. And that premium in the sale is used to fund some of the projects that we're doing. However, with the way that's received, it has to be sent to the capital fund, which is separate from the current fund, which is what this document is. And then to be able to fund those projects, I have to, as I did in 2017, bring that premium amount into the budget as a revenue from the capital fund. And then if you look in the appropriation side, there was an offsetting appropriation of $3.175 million in total. And that's how you fund those. And it's just a requirement. That's how the state has us do it. Once I fund that appropriation side, then that money technically goes back to the capital fund to fund those projects.
Okay, thank you. In education.
Is there anyone else who'd like to speak to the municipal? Yes, ma'am.
I live in an adult community.
Ma'am, just your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Elizabeth Dean, and the number is 64 Berkshire Court
Thank you.
in Red Bank, Portland. I live in an adult community of roughly 950 units, and we pay Middletown taxes, which include school taxes, which we don't use. And we are very, very happy to do so and to contribute to the schools. However, we need Shadow Lake to stay healthy so that our homes retain time to clear the invasive plant that's in the lake so it does not choke the lake. And then we would have to live in Shadow Swamp. That's all.
Thank you, ma'am. It's actually, we should probably talk about it at the end of the meeting, but we are putting some money into remediating the lake this year,
So
so.
we know that last year there were swans being stuck in the weeds in the lake, which is called butter chestnut. And people were out there rescuing swans from drowning, and it really was serious.
And this is our Public Works Director right here, Mr. Maloney. So, all
I
right.
hope they give you lots of money.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak to the municipal budget? Yes, Leo. I don't even have my glasses on and I can see you that well.
Leo Softly, Middletown, River Blossom, Shady Oaks. This afternoon I got a supplemental debt statement, the most recent one. And I just got page 1, and I was really interested in not only the principal of bonded principal of $3,013,447. It was really after the interest that would be paid on that. Anyone has that number, I can just move right along.
Leo, that supplemental debt was from when we initially introduced the bond ordinance in 2017, and we've not issued any debt on that yet.
There's no brokers work on it?
No.
Okay. On sheet 27 in the budget that I also got this afternoon, I did some mathematics. It's not exact, but it's certainly reasonable in the ballpark. I added the bond money of $4.5 million and $900,000. I came up with $5,400,000, and I also added up the interest on bonds and the interest on notes, and that came to $2,037,880. The total of principal and interest is, according to my statistics, $7,437,880, and the breakdown in percentages, 27.4% of the debt service is 27.4 is interest. We're spending money to borrow money. I don't like it. I'm not going to get into a off point here, but I will return at the later this evening near adjournment to address this point in a way that I think Ocean County is doing it. In my opinion, I've given Heidi Brunt a copy of 4 articles, so I didn't bring enough, and I'll just address part of that article. I have just one other remaining question. I see that the library and the funding that the township gives the public library is has a chargeback of I think it was $550,000. Could somebody explain what a chargeback is?
The library employees are paid through the payroll system here at the town. They get their health benefits through us. Their insurance is all coming through what the township budgets. The library has their own budget by statute. So we each year look at those costs. We have different ways depending on what the cost is for to determine what the library's fair share of that would be. And then the library within their budgeted amount budgets for those same costs. And we then bring that back into the budget behind the scenes so that our net cost that we're raising in taxes outside of the library is already accounting for those amounts for which they're going to pay.
So do they have to come up with self-funding to pay that $550,000?
No, within the budget, the library has their own tax levy and their own appropriation.
From the state?
No, from the residents.
It's by law.
The who?
It's by law. It's based on the assessed value of the town, and it's part of the overall tax bill.
From the property tax payers?
Yes.
So which way is the money gone, the $550,000? If it's a chargeback, does it come back to the treasury of the township?
It covers the healthcare expenses of the employees of the library.
Yes.
So it's not like the town's making any money, we're simply covering the employees for their benefits.
So it's not a reduction from the library budget?
Well, it's part of their budget. If they had to go out and insure their employees on their own, they'd have to budget for that. What they do is they are covered under the township plan, and therefore a cost is associated, and that is used to pay what we pay for the health care for all of the employees for the township, including the library.
They're Middletown Township employees, the library staff.
And I make some sense that may be nonsense, but it seems to me that the troublesome word is chargeback. I think these kinds of documents should, to be user-friendly, seriously, it'll cost money, but I think if I knew the definition of a chargeback and where the money came from, and when it touched second base and bounced over to left field and ended up at third base, only to be end up at home. If I understood, we need a glossary at the end of this.
It's not nearly that complicated. They charge back. It's very simple. They're charged a certain amount for their percentage of our health insurance costs, and they pay it back to us. So you don't need a glossary. It's charge back. Very simple.
Either way it goes, the property-owning taxpayers pay that $550,000.
Sure, just like they would if they went out and got their own health insurance. They pay for that too. It would be a lot more than that. So.
Just one other question occurs to me. Where in this debt service I referenced on, I think it was page 27, where does the money to pay for interest come from? The general fund, the bonded money, which I doubt?
No, it comes from the general fund. It comes through the budget. That's why it's in the budget document. It's, paid for as anything else in the budget document is paid for.
So in order to bond money, we create a tax in the future from 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and then we pay a proportion, usually less, over the same term, whatever it is, for interest.
Are you talking about the cost of interest? That we're speaking of, the interest cost? You're speaking of the interest cost with regard to bonding indebtedness? Is that your question?
I guess so.
Can you borrow money without, can you find an example where you can borrow money without interest?
Well, it may be all point, but, and I'll be willing to sit down, but let me just risk being off point is you can do what is done at Shady Oak. They charged in December 2014, December 15th, 2014, $1,000 from 366 units. You would pay another $1,000 December 15th, the next year, 2015. So, I don't know, they raised 900,000, and they, the point, it just gives you the point, there was no bonded money. No money was spent to borrow money. No money was spent to borrow money. There's no credit involved, there's no brokerage involved, any kinds of lawyers, and so I'll speak to this at the point here at the adjournment. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
for your time and your patience listening.
We'll see you at the end. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak to the budget? Yes, sir.
Because the post office, I do agree with Liz Dean, the first speaker, talking about Shadow Lake. I do want to thank for taking the time and the effort to look out for the lake and do what you can do within your limitations of budget and capabilities. At the last meeting, there was a discussion. Has that furthered any with the procedure that is going to be used for referral system?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Has it progressed beyond the point that we had last meeting when we were talking to the applicator?
We did. Victor Ryan, the landscape architect in our office, did contact a couple vendors and is getting prices from them to get that work set up. So he's out this past week, he's just returning tomorrow, so I'll get an update from him then.
What was the last year we had done it several times. Do you remember what the timing was?
I think it was done twice actually. It's usually done in the spring, early summer, and the fall again.
Very good. The other thing is, Stevenson Park, is there going to be a boat ramp there?
Sir, I'm so sorry, I'm not trying to be rude, but we have to just stick to the budget question. But you can come up after, at the end, we have public comment, and you can talk about anything that you would like to speak about. And if your minutes go up, we stay around and we'll chat with you. So, do you have any budget questions?
No, we're good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I apologize. Is there anyone who'd like to speak to the budget, specifically the budget? Yes, Mr. Watson.
Good evening, my name is Don Watson, living at 1 Collinson Drive. Just have a couple of questions. I was wondering about, if you look at page 13, there's some legal services and costs on here. In 2016, we allocated like $506,000 for this budget item, and last year it went up to $700,000. Is there a reason for that?
It was increased due to the litigation over the JCP&L power lines proposal.
Okay.
And keep in mind, some of that was offset by some contributions from some of the other municipalities.
Right, so it's kind of contributed.
We were budgeting for it, because they were making contributions to offset that.
Okay, so this includes all of the contributions from the other towns?
In the end, it will, yes. We haven't, we're not finished with it yet.
Right, but as far as last year goes, 700,000 includes the money that we collected back last year
No, it would have been, yeah.
Not entire,
That's the entire budget.
right.
The JCNL portion was approximately 200,000.
That's what figure out why it went up so much. Because this year it dropped back down to 535,000.
That's the difference. That's the MCRP application.
Yeah. That's cool. Thank you for that explanation. Also, on the same page, the tax assessment and tax collection items, it looks like the wages, I guess, are expenses for those departments flipped. Did we take somebody from the tax assessment office and move them to the tax collection office?
Tax collector, there's a couple of things coming into play there. That's part of it. We took what was a full-time position in the tax assessor's office and moved it to the tax collector's office. But in addition, there used to be an offset in the tax collector's office for when the solid waste district was a separate budget, since they did the collection for that separately and the billing for that separately. Now that it's all into one budget, that line no longer has that offset, so it's just the full cost of that line with the additional full-time person and the offset has gone away.
So the former solid waste budget was like a separate budget type of thing?
It was its own budget.
Had to be maintained on its own?
Mhm.
That's cool. I think that's clear what I had started with it, so thank you very much. And Colleen does an excellent job.
She's the best.
Very clear, thank you very much.
I'm very lucky to have her.
You must pay her well. Check out that line.
Is there anyone else who'd like, yes, sir?
Paul Jansen, 152 Chestnut Avenue. I just have a quick question. This is sheet 40B, the capital budget. What are some of the projects that are going to be funded from the capital budget?
What's included in the budget is what we anticipate being considered for the capital plan for 2018. The size of our town dictates that we have to actually project that out 6 years. So each year we go with some generalized ideas of what we think we might do. We do get initial requests from each department, but that plan is not formalized and not finalized until we do a bond ordinance for 2018.
So, for example, under various technology upgrades, that's just sort of, we're going to buy some computers, but we don't know what and when? Or?
That, again, these are based on the initial requests, and one of the large amounts included in there is the idea of perhaps installing fiber optic connections between the various township buildings. Right now, we're connected in many different ways. I don't know all the technology, so I couldn't expound on it, but sometimes it is that way, and we have some issues with connectivity. So one of the things that we had asked our IT director to look into was some options for us, and that amount is included in there. But again, that does not mean that that's something we're going to end up doing in the end.
So these are just projections?
Right, these are just some ideas of what we might spend on. Once we formalize and finalize that plan, this could get amended as well.
The reality is that what's requested is far more than we're ultimately going to spend. So we don't know that because we haven't formalized the capital budget yet. That's next. But you know, we certainly don't fund all the requests.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak to the budget? Okay, seeing no members of the public wishing to speak anymore to the budget, and we'll close the public session.
Fun with the show.
Second.
Fun with the show.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray. Yes. Motion carries to adopt resolution 18-87. This time, I'd like to ask the Township Committee to adopt the consent agenda. would include resolutions 18-128 through 18-133, including bingo and raffle applications and firefighter applications. So moved. Mayor Kyle.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sedambrino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt the consent agenda. At this time, we have the Township Committee acting as the ABC issuing authority. We have Resolution 18-134, resolution authorizing renewal of liquor license 1331 44-008-009. Committee Kyle.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sedambrino.
Yes.
Mayor Murray.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt resolution 18-134. This time we have Township Committee comments.
Committeeman Perry, would you like to have the honors of going first this evening?
Sure. Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple things. One, had the real pleasure with Deputy Mayor Sedambrino to welcome Philadelphia Super Bowl champion Eagles long snapper Rick Lovato, Middletown's own Rick Lovato, back to Middletown. Once you win the Super Bowl, you really get a packed schedule, man. I guess the new ring is really eating up a lot of his time. But he was gracious enough to come back to Middletown, and it was a real honor to talk to him. He has such a profound love for Middletown, and it was just really an honor to sit down, to talk to him, to talk about his days playing here, and talk about the big game, obviously. So it was really great to have him come back and sit down with him. I had the pleasure of attending the Oak Hill Association meeting. I see Mr. Willis here, who I got to meet at that meeting to discuss a lot of the, some of the concerns, some of the questions that the folks of the Oak Hill section of town had. But it was a very productive meeting, great crowd, a lot of people. We had a Rachel Kanaka from Rage was there, and she gave an update. So it was really a great meeting, and I very much appreciated the invitation. I will just wrap up with two more things. Was at the Middletown Youth Job Fair at North last week, I believe, sometime last week, Wednesday, and it was really a great showing. So I really have to give kudos to the Community Affairs Council. They did an excellent job. Six Flags was there, the Marines were there. It was just a wow. It was really a well put together fair, and I think they said there was upwards of at least 200 students there. So it was great for their parents and for the students to find summer jobs. And then finally, I just wanted to, this was news that came out today, and it was so great to see on the Today Show this morning. They did, because it being National Volunteer Month, the Today Show did a spotlight on the SPUR program at Sunnyside, and it was just so wonderful to see the fact that I believe it was State Farm that's donating 10 scholarships to disabled children that will build up core body strength, the ability to attend this, as well as they had some private donations that provided the SPUR program with all new equipment, saddles, and just wonderful thing to see this morning, and for the national media to come to Lincroft and put that on display, I just thought was incredible. So congratulations to them. With that, I think I'll pass it along. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Committeeman Hybel?
Yes, thank you. My colleague, Tony and Kevin attended a break this past weekend for the NYAA baseball league, which was amazing. I believe there was over 100 volunteers that support that program, and 800 kids that are involved. Really great work and great job by them. A little sunburn on our mile-long walk, which was great. I also attended the Ideal Beach Community Association meeting, which was the first time I attended that event, and it was the people involved in that are doing some great things, of course, that area in town. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Committeeman Hybel. Deputy Mayor?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Since I'm now speaking third or fourth or so after my colleagues, when I have a list of things to talk about, I'm going to start to cross them off. After Committeeman Perry and I will talk about them. So I did have the benefit of going to see Rick Lovato as well, and I got to the tail end of the Oakville meeting. I know that Committeeman Perry mentioned the SPUR program, and my son Ethan does take part in that, and it's a great program. He always looks forward to going to ride the horses each time. I think he does it once a week or so. So it's a fantastic program. Committeeman, thank you for bringing that up. And the MYA parade, just to give you an order of magnitude of the number of players, there are 800 players. That's phenomenal, with 70 teams. And you have to ask yourself, well, those 800 players and 70 teams, they're all organized, and everyone's paid to organize those teams. They're not. They're all volunteers. And that is a testament to the Township of Middletown and the leadership that we have here on the MYAA to make Middletown certainly a better place to live. I did have the benefit on Sunday of attending an Eagle Scout ceremony. There were not one, not two, but three scouts that made Eagle. And the troop leader did note to me that was that troop's 100th Eagle Scout. That's fantastic. So I was lucky enough to achieve that back in 1980-something. And but it was fantastic to be at. It was certainly an honor to be there. The last item today is a 2-minute story. Now, as you know, in Middletown, there are quite a lot of famous people. I've had the benefit of meeting Max Weinberg. I'm actually working in Homedale, and I met Stephen Rogers. Stephen Rogers is a custodian in the Homedale Township Board of Education. Anyone know who Stephen Rogers is? Stephen Rogers is Captain America. So now, so far I met Max Weinberg. I met Stephen Rogers, Sebastian Bach lives in town, right? Wow. Bon Jovi lives in town. And a few weeks back, I had the ability to meet Mr. Stephen Miller. You're going to say Stephen Miller from the Stephen Miller Band. Not so much. So Steve and Pat Miller live in Oakdale. Steve brought up to me what we need to do in terms of Middletown to be more sustainable. And what I mentioned to him is that in our quest to build a new municipal building, one of the things that we're going to look to achieve is to try to achieve 26 LEED points or sustainable points. We want to make certain that everything we do moving forward can try to meet the goals and obligations of being sustainable. So it was certainly an enlightening PowerPoint that Steve and his wife Pat came to share with me at my office. So I did want to share that with the public and members of the committee. I know some of you have met with Steve as well, but it was rest assured that as we proceed forward with new projects, they will be sustainable, meet sustainable goals. And that is all I have to see, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Just one thing I'd just like to add, since we're talking, it's National Volunteer Month, and we were talking about youth athletic leagues. Just this week, actually last week, we were talking about what presidents our youth athletic leagues have in town, and just a fun stat that our rec department was able to provide to me. We have over 20 different leagues in town, all run by volunteers, and there are over 8,000 children that participate. So it's very impressive. It's no small feat. And again, these are our neighbors who are residents and they're volunteers. So it's a tremendous asset to the community, and we're very fortunate to have that. I'm just going to make a plea to the community for something that's near and dear to me. The social services department, our pantry is bare, and they're looking for food, non-perishable food, basic toiletry items, and some cleaning supplies. We're going to relaunch the Mayor's Food Basket this year, so you'll be seeing that probably around the fall. In 14, we raised 1 ton of food, and in 15, we doubled it to 2 tons. So we're hoping to raise the ante again this year. But if you can spare anything, social services, our pantry is there. With that, I just want to mention one thing about our new Canine Titan. Very glad to welcome him today into the fold. I've seen firsthand what our canines can do and how they've enhanced our operations here. And also, they are wonderful to bring into the schools for the kids to get used to police work and what our dogs do. So it's a tremendous asset to our police department. So I just wanted to mention that. But with that, I'm going to cease speaking and open it up to the public. So this is the one time where you can talk about anything you like. You have a 5-minute limit, and I just need your name and address. So, yes, sir, would you like to be first? Okay.
My name is Eugene Brennan. I live in Conifer. I've been in Middletown for 45 years.
Do you remember me?
In Oak Hill, in Fort Road, and I know you.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure. Your help in the past.
How are you? Good?
I'm fine.
Good.
For 80, I can't complain. Now, the reason I'm here, folks, is this. These are needles that are in the... It used to be I go to Croydon Hall, dump these all finished. Now it has been made in pure agony. I will explain to you what has occurred with me. 2 Mondays ago, I go to get this in, the lady isn't there, you've got to come back. I came back Tuesday. Now the lady, Michelle, comes up, introduces herself. I said, fine. She said, oh, well, you've got to call before I can take this. I said, no, wait. I'm 80 years old. You're running the show. I got these right here in my hand. You need to tell me you can't take them. She says, no. It's got to be on the counter. Now, the Irish meter went like this. I damn near went out in the parking lot and had to restrain myself from throwing all over the parking lot. But I know for a fact that in Conifer alone, where there is 166 apartments, there are many people who are throwing these where they shouldn't go. And it's because of an incident that occurred in that building on Main Street in Portland that it happened one time. It's like a 1 in a million incident. Somebody dropped a glass full of these and it broke all over the lady's desk. Now you're affecting an awful lot of people in an adverse way. How you put in your city about a silly phone. I think there's many ways that it can be done. You take it, you put your license to the take your license, and then you put it in a box or something. They don't have to touch it. That's my main situation. I do want to give a compliment to your 2 girls. I came here this morning to see about this situation. Talking to them, I had another issue I'm not going to bring up with you folks, because they took care of it. The 2 of them were lovely and most home.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Brown. Are there any other members of the public who would like to speak? Yes, Leo. Come on down.
Leo Softly, Middletown. I gave an article that I run for. She may copy some more and pass it on to others. The article's about the Ocean County Freeholders Board. They decided that they would save a good bit of money on, I guess, capital improvements by using what is in this article called cash capital for pay. That's, to me, I would need a glossary to understand that, but I've been touring around more on the failing side, the successful side, to understand government budgeting, and I take cash for pay, cash capital for pay, real dollars, cash, real money, cash capital for pay. That means they will apply money in this budget year, I think 2018, and in the county without bonding, no interest. My example, I live in Shady Oaks. I pay $5,100 municipal taxes. That's the county, that's the township, and that's the school board. Whenever you use in your documents municipal taxes, it's confusing. When you mean taxes only for the township, you should say township taxes in your documents you send out to the public. If you use the phrase municipal taxes, it can go cut two ways. So there's, I can see where the public would, not up to this, might have some confusion.
And the levy's zero this year, so. The levy's zero this year. There's no increase this year. And last year there was a slight reduction.
So, my taxes are $5,100 for the municipal taxes, 3 entities, government entities. My fee for the Shady Oaks Association is about, say, another $3,300. So I'm up around $8,000 plus in my taxes. When we need capital improvement, we don't bond. We don't bond at all. We just pay $1,000 flat fee 1 year in December. We pay $1,000 the next year. I don't know, it comes out to something around $800,000. And they do all the roofs and all the siding and going through the renovation of the place. Of course, when that work gets done, our taxes go up because of the improvement. Businesses are able to depreciate the value of their buildings, and I'd like to get that. I own a home. Because I own a home with my wife, we are business persons. We run our household as a business. I should have, because I have to improve my property. I have to keep it up, but I get another tax built on that. So I'm just simply underscoring the point. It'll probably not affect anybody. You might think about 20 seconds about this during the course of the next 24 hours, and it's over and done with. But nonetheless, we should be able to do some of the capital improvement without any bonding, because if I could get investments from a broker from Middletown bonding money for capital improvement, I would not be against capital improvement at all by bonding because then I would have an opportunity to cash in, as the saying goes. I can't do that. I can't do that. I have money taken away from me through credit, debt service, interest, money, buying money that will be productive. The interest, the payment doesn't help me at all. And so, only 5 minutes more.
Give you the hard time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
for
Leo.
your patience. I hope I was informative and slightly humorous. By the way, that dog, you should have read the Oath to Defend and Protect the Constitution in German. It was a German Shepherd.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Pat Miller. I live at 151 Gordon Road. And on behalf of my husband Steve and about 30 other Middletown residents that we've been meeting with. We are applauding Mr. Severino's sustainability motion, and we hope that Middletown will move forward toward clean energy, that he's introducing the subject. And we also understand that the municipal building is going to be energy efficient as much as possible. We want to point out that there are 5 local towns so far that have endorsed 100% clean energy. These are Freehold Borough, Shrewsbury, Long Branch, Red Bank, and Marlborough, and there are 57 in New Jersey. And just this past week, the state legislature passed the 100% clean energy bill, which I think is going to make it easier for Middletown and the other towns to move toward clean energy, because it's going to require JCP&L and the other electricity companies to move more quickly. And beyond that, we believe that cities like Middletown can speed up the transition to 100% clean energy by adopting clean electric aggregation, and in addition to following as they are the Green Team's movement toward silver certification in Sustainable Jersey and the Sustainable Jersey Gold Star in energy in the future. So we hope that the city will adopt this commitment to 100% clean energy. And we would also welcome, we met with several of the committee people. We would welcome meeting with the ones that we haven't yet. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Miller. Is there anyone else who would like to make any public comments tonight? Okay, seeing no members of the public wishing to make any more remarks, I will close the public portion and adjourn. Meeting's adjourned.
I didn't even hear a second.